After that bear, Don Diego, you would hardly believe it.
Well, just listening to you tell it, Sergeant, I hardly believe it.
I always wanted a bearskin rug for my floor, so I started out. And if only I could have gotten my hands on him.
Well, why didn't you shoot him?
Shoot a hole in my rug?
Oh, I see what you mean. Sergeant, you have a problem?
Oh, no, Don Diego, Don Diego, do you think it is true that gunpowder turns to charcoal if it stands too long?
Of course not. Whoever told you such a thing?
Nobody at all.
Oh, so that's what happened this morning when the muskets would not fire. You were using charcoal instead of gunpowder?
It is not true that the muskets would not fire. That is all wrong. And besides, how did you find out about it?
Bernardo was there, remember?
Don Diego, I do not know what to do.
Sergeant, just what is the trouble?
Our gunpowder is not gunpowder at all. Just charcoal ground up to look like gunpowder.
You mean someone stole the gunpowder from the cuartel and substituted charcoal?
Shh. I made the men promise to keep it a secret. It would not do for the enemies of the king to find out we are almost without gunpowder.
And that was very wise, Sergeant.
Sometimes it is not easy to be an acting comandante, Don Diego.
I know what you mean, Sergeant. Oh, tell me, who has access to the gunpowder?
Well, there were only 4 of us. Capitan Toledano, Corporal Reyes, and myself.
That is only 3. Who is the 4th?
That is what I do not know. He is the one who took the gunpowder.
Sergeant, you might find it a good idea to question everyone in the cuartel. Find out if anyone has seen anything suspicious or has any idea when and how the switch was made.
You are right, Don Diego. If you will excuse me, I will return to the cuartel immediately and begin the questioning. Gracias, Don Diego. Corporal Reyes, come in, please. Sit down. Corporal, where were you last night between the hours of 7 and 10 o'clock p.m.?
I was with you.
Never mind the alibis. Answer the question.
Don't you remember, Sergeant, we went to the bake shop and I talked to the baker while you sneaked up and...
Shh! You have to tell everything you know?
But you asked me.
So I did. But couldn't you just lie a little like a gentleman?
Did you learn anything, Sergeant?
I have learned a great deal. I have learned that Private Mendoza last night lost 14 pesos in a game of Bruja. Private Morales talks in his sleep, and poor Private Sotelo, he gets practically no sleep at all listening to what Private Morales has to say.
But what does this have to do with it?
Barbosa, don't you know anything at all? These little things taken by themselves may not seem important, but put them all together, then you get the whole picture.
It's good to have the whole picture, no?
Corporal, I do not know what to do. We are almost defenseless without gunpowder. Capitan Toledano told me that there are enemies of the king just waiting to attack us at any moment. It is a big responsibility to have on one's shoulders. I thought it would be very pleasant to be a comandante, but...
Maybe you will learn who took the gunpowder.
No. You are the last soldier on the post to be questioned.
Have you asked the questions of the Senora Toledano?
Of course not. She is the commandante's wife.
But you said you were to ask the questions of every person in the cuartel. And she is a person.
She is a person, that is true.
I think I will go now.
Yes?
I am sorry, Senora, but as acting comandante, I must question everybody inside the cuartel, even including you. Please?
What is it you wish to know?
Do you know anything about, well, something that you have maybe seen sometime, if you happen to notice it? I mean, just anything you can think of offhand?
I do not understand the question. Like what?
Well, for example, Do you know how to play? No. Do you ever talk in... just anything?
Well, I can think of nothing.
I have been thinking and thinking about how the gunpowder got out of the quartel. The only things that have gone out of the quartel gates at all are those big boxes that you had brought in then sent out again.
I told you those were my husband's effects. There is not enough room for them in my small quarters with all my things, too. I sent them to the inn to have them stored.
Oh, I understand that, Senora. It is just that nothing else has left the quartel.
You dare to question the wife of the Comandante, accuse me of being an enemy of the king?
Oh, no, Senora, I do not mean anything like that.
If you are all through with the questioning, Sergeant, I shall go over to the inn to make sure my husband's effects are properly stored. I do not care. It is just a matter of time before the sergeant is convinced that those boxes contain gunpowder.
We can't take chances if we let anything happen to this batch of gunpowder. Have you heard anything yet from the Eagle?
See, he knows that the other shipment of gunpowder got back to the Presidios in the north.
Is he angry about it?
Oh, did you expect him to be happy? Plans were all made to attack these Presidios within the next few days, but now that they again have the gunpowder, it is a different matter. It will mean a delay in operations all the way from Monterrey to San Diego.
That's all we needed, to have that sergeant start asking questions, even stupid questions.
At least I have never failed in my job, and the Eagle knows it. I will get rid of this fat sergeant for you.
Do you have to kill him?
No, there's no other way, Senora.
That is my specialty, taking care of people who get in the way of the Eagle. There is only one little problem that I can see.
Yes?
This one may not fit into a shallow grave.